Hi everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys today? I'm so happy to see you here. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube and coming to learn another thing from me. I'm making a little project today. It's a little angel box, and isn't it adorable? So we are making this with the Scalloped Contour Dies. I absolutely love this set of dies, and it goes with a stamp set that is super cute as well. It is new in the annual catalog, and I loved the stamp set. So it came with a set of dies, which I fell in love with because the dies have all of these beautiful frames. And I made a really cute box when I used the Sweet as a Peach stamp set, so look for that on my YouTube. But I made a really cool box with this die, and so I'm going to make another box with this die, this one right here. So I hope that you guys are going to enjoy it. I'm focusing on the Angel of Peace stamp set. It's in our mini catalog, and it is a great stamp set. It's on page 42. It's only $21, and it is absolutely beautiful for Christmas cards, for just so many different occasions. So don't forget about that. Okay, so to make this, we're going to use this large die and this stamp set. And let me go ahead and clear off our area because I'm going to bring my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine out, and we are going to go ahead and cut one of these out and get that part out of the way. So here is my big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, the Big Boss, right? It's a great little machine. It's not really so small, but you're going to use plate number 1, plate number 2, and then 2 number 3s as a sandwich. So here's my well-loved plate number 3. I'm going to get a 1/4 sheet of cardstock, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and that's So Saffron is the name of the color. We're going to place this beautiful frame die on the top and put another number 3 plate, and then we're going to go ahead and crank that through the machine. So much noise for such little work, right? Well, it's cutting all these little bits and pieces, and when I have little pieces stuck in my die, I go ahead and use my Take Your Pick tool to pop those out. So that's it for this die. I'm going to go ahead and put it back on its magnet sheet to make my life easier so I do not lose it. I like to do that right away, and I know that not a lot of people do that, but it's just kind of my thing. That way it's out of the way and I can move on to the next part. So let me move the machine out of the way. I'm just going to put the dies here, but the machine pieces do fold up. I just wanted to move it out of the way. And we're going to go ahead and pull this piece out and go ahead and discard it. And then this part here, most of the pieces should fall out. If they don't, if you run your finger kind of down the edge, most of them will. And then you're going to end up with all these little tiny pieces, which I like to brush to the center of my plate, like that. And then I just hold it over the trash can and kind of sweep them in there. So that's what you get from that die. Isn't it beautiful? All right, so now how do we make this thing? Now we can move all our stuff back in the camera, right? So this piece here is going to become this cute little box. How is that possible, you say? Well, I'm going to show you. We are going to do all the folding and scoring of the box, and then we'll work on our angel. So to do that, I'm going to score with my Simply Scored tool. I absolutely love it. It's a plate. It's very large. On the bottom, it has the stylus, which is what I use to do my scoring. Hopefully I'm in camera here. I think I am. And I'm just going to show you, we're going to score it down the long side of this die. Now, as you can see, this die has lots of scallops, and the way that I lined it up in here was to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scallops, and then I wanted to put it on, after the 5th scallop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I wanted to put it on one of the grooves here that it would line up so that I could score in between the 6th and 5th scallop. So I just push it up here, and I'm going to bring my tool and I'm just going to score it in between the 6th and 5th scallop. Now I'm going to count 5 from the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm also going to score between the 6th and 5th scallop, and I'm going to line that up on one of these lines to make sure that there's a little score mark right there in between the 6th and the 5th scallop. So you don't have to have it butted up. You just want to make sure that you have a spot that you can do your scoring on for both of these score marks, okay? That's all the scoring on this piece. Now, I have another piece of cardstock that is 3.5 by 5, and we are going to score it at 7/8 of an inch on all 4 sides. Now, I know 7/8 can be scary, but it really isn't that hard. 8/8 is 1, right? So here's the 1 inch mark. 1 tick down is 7/8. So we're just going to go 1 tick down, and we're going to score on this side. We're going to rotate it. Find the 1 inch mark, move down 1. That's 7/8 for this side. Rotate it. 1 inch mark, move down 1. And for the 4th time, 1 inch mark, move down 1. So see, 7/8 really isn't that scary. This is going to form our box on the inside. This is going to be our cover. It's going to be our cover, and then that's going to be the bottom, that's going to be the side, and then this is going to be the lid of our box. Okay? So let's go ahead and move the Simply Scored out of the way. I'm putting my stylus back in the bottom, just like that. And I'm just moving it out of the way. All right. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I hope I don't. We're going to use my bone folder, and we're going to go ahead and score all the sides of this box bottom. The box itself, really, it gets attached to the bottom. So once we have all those scored, we're going to come in here and we are going to score these. So this is our box. See, here it is. And then we're going to put that box on the inside. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So I'm going to use a thicker bladed scissor. I like to use a larger blade, and that's thicker. So I'm just going to cut on these 4 sides here. I'm going to flip it around and do the same thing on the other side. So that was 3 and number 4. And once I've done the major marks with that, I can go ahead and move that out of the way and bring in my paper snips. And I'm going to actually come in and I'm going to angle cut the corners so that there's not too much thickness in there. And I'm going to go ahead and do this side as well. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. And then I just want to double check that where I cut it with that thicker scissor, that it was a straight cut down that score mark. And if it isn't, I'm going to go ahead and trim that. So we have all these little corners that we have cut. And I'm just going to double check that I have really trimmed this nicely. This one needed a little snip. That one looks good. Let's try this side up. Yeah, it looks like on the left side, both of these needed a little extra haircut. Those also look good. So let's go ahead and get rid of these out of the camera, and then we'll do our gluing. So I'm going to use our multi-purpose glue. I like it because it's super strong. And we're going to flip it so that this is the bottom, and we're going to put one at a time, a little bit on that tab that we did that cutting, and then we're going to turn it to the inside, and we're going to hold it in place like so. Just for a second for it to bond. There it is on the inside. Okay, so now we're going to do this again on this edge. And we're going to flip that to the inside. And we're going to hold it right there to line up with that edge until it bonds. And then we're going to let go. We're going to start on these two now. See, so we're going to have this one, which is our number 3 tab. And we're going to put it in. And we're going to bring this box side up so that it is equal with that side. And we're going to hold that in place. And now for this last one, I'm going to go ahead and put it to the inside so that I don't have to try and sneak it through there with all that glue on it. And I'm going to put the glue on it. I'm going to show you. Hopefully you can see. And then I'm just going to let that flap go and hold that corner like I did with the others. And hold it for a second till it sets. And just like that, there's our box bottom. Okay. Now we're going to glue this into the bottom of our kind of our book binding, right? It kind of looks like a little book. So I'm going to turn this box upside down and I'm going to put adhesive all over it. Like that. And now we're going to turn it upside down. We're going to line it up in this section. It's going to fit on this side of the score mark. So I'm just going to put it down. And another reason I like using this glue is it gives me some wiggle room. I'm going to turn it sideways here and make sure that it's even from top to bottom, from side to side. I'm very happy with that. And then I'm going to bring my bone folder in, if I can find it on my desk. If I haven't buried it, oh, it's right here. And I'm just going to push that glue down so that it'll give a nice bond. Okay, so there is our basic box. What do you think? Pretty cute, right? Let's put it off to the side for right now. We're going to stamp our angel with Memento black ink. I'm going to put her upside down, and I'm actually going to bring the ink pad to her so that I can make sure that she is covered very well with ink. So let's go ahead and position her on this piece and press her down. Just like that. All right, on a little piece of yellow cardstock, as you can see here, we're going to put "You're an Angel." We're going to hand this as a gift to someone, right? And they are just the angel in our life. So we are putting "You're an Angel," kind of a thank you. And we're going to put that in this corner right here. And let that fall as it may. Okay, that's all the stamping we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and clean up the 2 stamps while I make sure that that black ink has dried and set. And then we'll proceed to color her. All right, get her and her little angel out of the way. So let's go ahead and color her. Let's bring our markers back in. So I'm going to be using yellow, which is our Daffodil Delight Light. These markers are our blends, Stampin' Blends, and they come in a 2-pack. You get a dark and a light of each color. And I chose to use the light. I thought it went best with the paper that I was choosing. And I'm going to color, as you can see, the top of her dress first, and then I'm just going to follow the lines that the artist gave me for the rest of her dress, because I want it to kind of look like a chiffon or an overlay onto the yellow, and I don't want it to be completely whole. So I'm just going like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and do her face. I'm using Petal Pink Light for the face, the arms, her hands, and her neck. All right, so that's that. Now, her wings are going to get Pool Party Light. And I really wanted them to be white. I just wanted them to be slightly accented. And Pool Party is just a really light, very pale color. and it works really good to accent things. So there's the pool party. All right, let's do her holly leaves. We're gonna use Soft Succulent, also the light, and I'm gonna color those in. Just like that. I forgot to do her flowers in her hair. We're gonna do those the same color of the daffodil, light, just like that. And then her hair color, I wanted her to be kind of a strawberry blonde. So I'm starting with Pumpkin Pie Light. And I'm just going to color everything in that color. And once I'm done, I'm going to use the lines that the artist gave me with my Cajun Craze, which is a darker color. I'm also using the light of that one. And I'm just following those marks by the artist. And then I'm just going to do a little ring up here just to give her some highlights in her strawberry blonde hair. There she is. And then the last step is I'm using Calypso Coral to just do the berries on this sprig of holly. All right, so that's all the coloring. Now I'm gonna fussy cut her out. So we're gonna start over here. We're gonna work our way around. And as you can see, I am just using the blade of my scissor, but I am pivoting the paper with my left hand. So I actually am not using a choppy cutting. I am actually just letting the blade glide through the paper and my hand pushes it where it needs to go. So you can see really good up at this piece here. So I'm only moving the scissor when I get to the end of my blade, and I have no choice but to move my scissor. I know sometimes it looks like I'm moving it, but I'm actually not, and I just wanted to point out how I go about fussy cutting. I think that this method gives you the smoothest look, and it's what I prefer to do. So I'm going around down her holly here, and then we're going to work down the other side of the dress and she'll be cut out. See, it's not too hard. Hopefully I'm in camera here and you guys can see this really well. I tried to move my hands up. All right, so there she's cut out. Let's do a little cutting on the You're an Angel. So I'm just going to keep it straight cuts with my scissor. I just wanted it a little closer, a little tighter, just like that. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and cut in the middle of right here. And then I'm gonna bring my point right to that point that I just cut and kind of banner this end. There we go. Let's throw these pieces away, and then that's ready. And we are almost done with our box. While I have my scissor out, I'm going to cut the middle scallop here because we're going to put some ribbon around the box, and I don't want it to bend the scallop. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth one is the middle one because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. So we're just going to snip the fifth scallop from the end on both sides out. And that will give us some room here. There we go. Right in between here for the ribbon to go. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth one gets snipped out like that. Okay. So now let's go ahead and attach our ribbon. We're going to use this really pretty glimmer ribbon. And we're going to put it around our box and kind of get our ends equal. Like so. Now we're going to use some mini glue dots, and I'm going to grab them off of the roll with my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to put one right here at the end near where that scallop is. I'm going to use another one on the other end like so. And then I'm going to put one in the middle. And then the ribbon is going to stick to these mini glue dots. Mini glue dots are great for embellishments like ribbon, twine, gems. They're awesome because they're small and they hold those things perfectly. So let's just make sure again that I'm even on the ends. And I'm gonna lay that ribbon right along that piece, and I'm just gonna push down. And no one's gonna see that those are there because the ribbon's actually gonna get covered right now with a piece of designer series paper. This is called Simply Elegant paper, and this is the back side. All of our paper is double-sided, but this has that shimmery, it's a specialty designer series paper, and I'm gonna use some mini glue dots to adhere this to my box. So we'll do 3 and 3 like that. And then I'm gonna put one on either side of this ribbon to hold it down, even though I have the mini glue dots. And I'm gonna pull the backs off of these right now. Since they're on my ribbon, I won't be able to see them. The other ones I'm gonna pull off of here, and those will fall in the middle here of all of these glue dots. I mean, all of these dimensionals. I don't know why I'm calling them glue dots. They're dimensionals. So we'll go ahead and kind of close the box. We're gonna grab this piece and we're gonna layer that over the top, leaving a border over it on all the 3 sides about equal. There we go. Press that down, and that's lifted up, so it gives it a little bit of dimension. We're also going to put some mini glue dots on our angel. Why do I keep calling it glue dots? Mini dimensionals on our angel. Same thing. I want to be able to get into these tight little spots like that holly area and this piece of her wing. So that's why I'm choosing to use the minis. So we'll pull those off. Throw those into the trash can. And then we will add her to the bottom right here of our piece. Now this part is going to get glued right here to the top. We've used the multi-purpose glue, so we're just going to keep using it. And we will attach this. I'm going to open it, makes it a little easier, I think. We're going to line that up with the edge of the specialty paper. Press that down, just like that. And there is our box. You could put some Lindt chocolates in there, some mini Ghirardelli squares. I don't think a large one would fit. It may if you push in, it probably will if you push in the edges instead of having them opened. But yeah, this is a really cute little box to just put just a little thing. It's just a little bit of candy, some, you know, really nice candy for someone that has done something nice for you as a little thank you. So here we're gonna tie the ribbon. I'm just gonna pull that through, and as you can see, those spots where I cut that scallop off, that's why I did it, so that the ribbon would be very pretty and not damaged by, the scallops wouldn't be damaged by the ribbon pushing down. And I'm just tying it like a shoelace, right? We're just bringing it through like so. And then I'm just gonna pull on it, the ends here, make sure that it's just how I want it. That looks good. This glimmer ribbon is so pretty. Just like that. And there is our project. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. I enjoyed definitely bringing it to you. Again, it's the Angels of Peace stamp set in the July to December mini catalog. The dies that we use to make the box are the Scalloped Contour Dies. They're super beautiful and awesome. Thank you so much for watching. I am kind of new to YouTube, so if you don't mind helping me out, like, comment, share, subscribe, ask your friends to subscribe too. When you subscribe, though, you'll get notifications of when I post new videos, so that's always good, right? Check out my blog, inkyhandswarmhearts.com, or the description is below. I will link it. When you go there, you can access PDFs, measurements, and lots more fun projects. I have at least 2 more projects with this Angels of Peace stamp set on my YouTube, so check those out. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Thank you again. Happy stamping!